So it's part of your mercurial design, Gemini, that you be full of good ideas, that you desire to execute all of them and to execute them all perfectly. So a little perfectionism is inbuilt with that mercurial desire to share a message, whether that's a truth, whether that's an opinion, whether that's a connection that you understand that nobody else does. And this month, you are getting invited to release a little bit of that perfectionism so that you can express yourself in a more fun way. We've got a solar eclipse coming up in your fifth house. That's in the sign of Libra, right? On October 2nd. And whenever you're listening to this reading, this energy applies for the next 6 months. So you're not early, you're not late, you're right on time. Fifth house is fun. It's personal expression, it's playfulness, it's romance. It's not partnership, right? There's a house for like, ooh, let's get married, let's be long-term partners. And this is the house of like, ooh, sparks, chemistry, flings, etc. So, house of fun, house of playfulness. Got the new moon and the sun snuggled up there right alongside the south node. South node is where you've been, what you already have done, what you already know, and patterns that you don't necessarily want to keep repeating. So what might you need to release in order to express yourself with more fun and with more personality? Because that's also what the fifth house is. It's self-expression, it's personal expression. It's not going by the rubric of how everybody else is doing it. It's really bringing out your uniqueness, your unique perspective, your unique message, your unique cosplay, your unique fill in the blank. Now that we've talked some stars, let's get into your cards. How about it? All right. So we're going to pull a persona card for you, Gemini. See how you are showing up, what spirit wants to point out to you about yourself, strengths, challenges, etc. And we also, Spirit, want to look at the truth of where Gemini stands right now. What's showing up around them? We want to know where they've been and where they're going based on past and present decisions. Spirit, we want to know what you want to share with Gemini people in the month of October for their highest good. We want to know anything that you want to share with Gemini about the past as it pertains to the present and the unfolding future. Spirit, we want to look at the trajectory for Gemini, where they stand and where it appears that they are headed. Remembering that their free will is everything. Their choices shift the future immediately. And knowing that, Spirit, what is the guidance that you want to give Gemini as they navigate the themes showing up for them? Ooh! This feels so fast. Haven't seen anything yet. It's just moving really fast. I love it. Gemini stuff. Okay, perfect. Gemini sun, Gemini moon, Gemini rising in the month of October. Spirit, thank you for sharing with us the truth for Gemini for their highest good. Help us know how to bring Gemini into a place of peace, fulfillment, ease, joy, creative expression, fun, abundance, to a place where they feel they are at their best. Spirit. Beautiful. Wow, what a progression. Whew. Wow. My goodness. Wow, wow, wow. Geez, Gemini. Okay. Ugh. I love this. Just Spirit never ceases to amaze me. So first things first, you come through as the King of Swords, a perfectionist, but a master of their craft, someone who is at the top of their sword game. And you are Gemini, you are an air sign, swords are air, so you're in your element. You can trust in your skill level. So perhaps for, again, some of you, maybe it's the opposite of perfectionism for some of you that has hindered your self-expression, a fear that you're not, even good enough to start expressing, let alone perfecting. Wherever you find yourself on that scale, Spirit is going to say something real important right now, okay? Every one of us is different. Every one of us has something unique to us that we are here to express or do or try or fulfill or experience. And so if we're trying to do it like somebody else or make it like okay in the eyes of someone else, we're already a little off. It's not that we can't accomplish what we got here to do. It's that we might spend a little more time focusing on things that are not as important as here's the truth of what is showing up inside of me and how can I share more of that and receive. Receiving is really important for you this month, and I feel like financially as well as emotionally. Sitting in the past, justice. You've made a decision, really big decision in the recent past, and it feels like for some of you it is like career centric. I'm hearing something very specific. Okay, great time to remind you, I'm an intuitive reader. This is a general reading. Very different Geminis are listening to the reading, so I'm like, similar themes will play out in extremely different ways for different Geminis. So if something doesn't resonate with you, you can just let that go, not worry about it, knowing that that's for some other Gemini, okay? Feels like for some of you, this is the kind of decision where it's like, I will take a pay cut so that I can do more of what I love. So that, my path may be less conventional than what other people are doing. And so that comes with maybe some hardships or some tightening of the belt that other people don't have to do. But it also gives you more freedom. It also gives you the opportunity and the ability to create your own path. So hearing that very specifically for some of you. For others of you, this is another version of, I've just decided that a certain path that I thought was going to be the path is not for me anymore. And I'm striking out on a different one, and I'm kind of having to carve it out for myself. That's what I'm hearing for some of you. And I want to say that wherever you find yourself on the scale of, I'm doing something that not everybody understands, I'm doing something that not everybody wants to do because a lot of other people would prefer to have maybe a little bit more predictability or stability, but I'm longing for something that feels more true to myself. Wherever you find yourself on that scale, the Five of Pentacles is becoming the Six of Pentacles in the future. Asking for and receiving your just desserts, your due. The money that you deserve, the attention that you deserve, the support that you deserve, and also, importantly, giving. So what Spirit is saying, especially with this Eight of Wands, and we're going to talk about it, but if you are holding it in or holding it back, you can expect to feel and receive crickets, right? But if you give generously of what you have, your personal expression, again, whatever form it takes for you, if you share it and you give people an avenue, an opportunity to give back to you, whether that's feedback, whether that's money, whether that's time, whatever, if you offer and you keep your hands open enough to receive, it's coming, something is coming back to you. So I feel that it's worth your time. This thing that you want to do that's a little different, I feel that it's worth your time. Eight of Wands is sitting in the guidance position. Throw spaghetti at the wall, creatively speaking. Eight of Wands, you're good at a lot of things. You have a lot of good ideas. There's a lot of opportunity and activity when the Eight of Wands is up. I'm hearing something, again, very specific, which is there are seasons. Sometimes Spirit shares things with me that I'm like, gosh, how do I even, I don't know this. What do you mean? You're telling me something very technical, but okay. And they're saying that it's like, certain things open up at certain times of the year. Like, oh, you can join this class or open enrollment for insurance, or you can join this program, or you can apply for this grant, or do you know what I'm talking about? Where it's like there's a window, and a window is open right now. So some of you have been looking for a window. Do your research, do your Gemini, King of Swords, get on the internet, look for some things. What's open right now? What are avenues that I can make my unconventional thing happen? Sending applications, making cold calls, sending cold emails. Maybe Five of Pentacles, you can't afford to enroll in this or that class or program or whatever. But maybe you have a lot of skills, and maybe, if you went out on a limb, and Eight of Wands, you just said, you know what, I really feel like this is for me. What if I just sent an email to the person and said, I have this, this, and this to offer. Is there any way that we could make it work, where I could audit this class, or where I could help you out with this and that, and we could make a trade for that. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's available. Think creatively. Think outside the box is something that I'm hearing with that Eight of Wands. Speaking of outside the box, in the climate, the energy around you, revelations is actually the word that Spirit is using, no pun intended. Gabriel is blowing the horn. The dead are rising. Metaphorically speaking, you are coming to life. You are waking up from kind of maybe zombieing through life in certain ways. Maybe you forgot how important something was for you and you're waking back up to like, oh, right, I'm a creative, or I'm a communicator, or this is my one shot to do this life this way. I'm going to do this in a way that I want to. These are all the different things that I'm hearing, okay? In your hopes and fears. Wow, pardon, my cat is creating a little bit of an earthquake. As you deserve. You do what you want. In your hopes and fears, the Empress, something beautiful is growing. Are you ready to receive, or is receiving something that you might need to do some practice on? Six of Pentacles, the Empress. These are two cards about giving and receiving, and about creative expression also. The Empress is the ultimate creator. This is also a reminder not to, this is another form that King of Swords perfectionism can take, is like editing while you write, editing while you paint, editing while you fill in the blank. If you can't allow for the flow, it's like you staunch the flow by applying that perfectionism like during the creative process. So you might need to separate, like, when I'm dressed like this, or on these days of the week, I'm in creation mode and I'm not in editing mode, I'm not in critiquing mode. I will save that for, this is when I edit, this is when I critique, okay? And that's when this comes out, not when I'm in the middle of painting, writing, creating, imagining, brainstorming. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know how they say no bad ideas in a brainstorm because you don't want to hinder people's way of thinking? Fuck it, there's no bad ideas. Throw spaghetti at the wall. Put everything on the whiteboard. We can always erase it or amend it. So put everything on the whiteboard and don't be trying to edit your baby before it's born, okay? In the key position, the Fool, literally, Spirit just said take a risk. Take a life-affirming risk. Make a life-affirming choice. It might not look like the way that other people would do it, but that's okay because you want to do it like you want to do it. And if you want a miracle to happen, you kind of have to trust and walk out and say, I'm ready for it to happen to me, so I'm going to act in ways that say I'm making a miracle for myself. I'm going to act differently than I was acting. I'm going to be open to things that I haven't been open to until this point because I haven't been ready. But I think I'm ready. I think you're ready. But the important thing is, what do you think, Gemini? How do you feel? What is coming up for you? Are there scenarios or stories or questions popping up? Let me know. That's what the comments are for. If you ever want to get a personal reading, that is also just south of this video. It would be a pleasure. I appreciate your time, Gemini, and I hope that this is really helpful for you. And if I don't see you before then I hope I'll see you in your mid-month reading. Till then, bye.